A comparative analysis is the same exact thing as a literary analysis, except you're using two texts. So the one I have out is for poetry. There is one for short story, one for nonfiction or argument. So for this, we call it the PARCC style because that's what you have to do for the PARCC. Obviously, you'll fill in the title of the poem or text here. Same thing on this side, but for the other one. So if you're analyzing, let's say, oranges on one side, and then you're analyzing daffodils on the other, you would put that corresponding information in that column. Subject is the thematic subject, author's name. Here's your thematic statement. So tag plus a verb plus a theme. So in oranges, the author suggests that, and then the theme. Here is a list of devices. This is actually going to be a little bit different for each one. So rhyme, rhyme scheme, meter, that kind of thing, rhythm. That is going to be different for poetry, literary analysis, and a rhetorical analysis for argument. So just pay attention to what those are. You will check off the ones that are there, and obviously in the text itself you would mark for that. If there's something that is other, then you would use, you check that and then actually write the strategy there. Then, just like in the single text literary analysis, you would write the strategy or device. Device is the exact same thing as strategy here. You would write the quote in a quote here, right? Quotation marks here. So just like we would last time, right? And then you would explain the quote. What does it mean? What does it illustrate? And then you would analyze that how piece. And so here, there's a little added step. There's that explanation piece that just kind of explains the quote in context. So if you are saying that they're using a metaphor, you need to explain what that metaphor is and what it's explaining, right? And then here you would explain how that metaphor actually develops the theme, okay? And then you would continue down, fill in the title here for that second page. You would do a second strategy here with a second quote showing that strategy, explanation, analysis, and then again, third strategy or device, and then go from there. At the very bottom, here is a sample outline to help you write a comparative analysis essay. Basically, you have your introduction, which would be this first Roman numeral, okay, two assertion statements. These are the tag statements, right, that basically says, hey, this author wrote this poem talking about this, and then this author wrote this poem talking about this. Then you would write a thesis, which introduces the devices or the strategies that you'll be analyzing. So it could say where Gary Soto uses metaphors in his poem Oranges, Mary Oliver uses imagery in her poem to develop their themes. And that would be the last sentence of your introduction paragraph, because your thesis is always the last sentence. Remember that the authors are the subject of the essay, not the theme. So you're not trying to prove to me that the theme is what it is. You're trying to prove to me how the author developed that theme. And so the focus is slightly different. And then in your body paragraphs, you would analyze a specific device. If the authors use multiple devices that are the same, which is why we have this guy here, where it shows both poems or both of the lists of literary devices for that short story or whatever. And you could see, right, if this one uses structure effectively and this one uses structure effectively, then you could write an essay analyzing how they used structure to develop their themes, right? If their themes are the same but they use different devices, then it would be a little bit different. But this is just one sample way that you could do this. If you have 3 devices, then you could have 3 body paragraphs, right? So 1 device per paragraph. And then the conclusion, make a relevant commentary about the overall effectiveness of the author's devices and strategies in that poem. For a timed essay, the conclusion is going to be less important because the body of the essay is going to be the heart of what you're talking about. And so use this as an example to kind of write your own comparative analysis essay. And then obviously, right, you would do the same thing on both sides.